Welcome to GOB with Christie and Cathi, where we talk about writing, reading, and life in between.
I'm Christie in South Florida.
And I'm Cathi in South Dakota.
We're two newbie writers who share our love of food, wine, and crime fiction. We have interviews with best-selling and award-winning authors on our Corks and Conversation episodes.
And don't forget our Words in Progress episodes, where we have fun writing lessons with writing experts.
Join us for today's episode.
Hi, Christie.
Hey, Cathi. How's it going?
I'm so excited to be doing a GOBrecs episode today. I hear you have something good for me.
Yes. It's called The House in the Pines by Ana Reyes. It's really good, and it is actually a Reese Book Club pick. And this is how she describes it. She says, "This is an absolute can't put it down thriller. It's truly a wild ride that had me flying through chapter after chapter, which I think is the perfect way to kick off your year of reading." We're actually going to be giving away 5 copies of this book
5?
to listeners. So yes.
How great is that?
We'll be posting it all month, and so make sure you guys look out for that, because it is a good book to read. It's in a good book club book, which is perfect for our book club episode. Her website, Ana Reyes, is really, really good too. So if you go on her website, she has actually a book club guide on there. So it's real neat. You know, it has questions to ask and things like that. And like, of course, we don't want to give anything away, and we don't know, you know, all of y'all haven't read it, and Cathi hasn't read it.
I have
so
not.
We're going to give everything away.
No.
But basically, it's this main character is Maya. She has been struggling. I guess she's probably late 20s. Her high school friend mysteriously dies, like all of a sudden, right before she went off to college. And it was very traumatic experience. And she's always thought that this man that they knew was responsible, even though she saw her friend collapse right in front of her. So she knew that, you know, it wasn't like anything physically, and the police thought she was crazy. Everybody didn't believe her that he was somehow involved, because she just knew. And so she's been struggling for like the past 10 years with all types of anxiety, because she just thought, okay, he's going to be after me. So she just kind of made a whole new life away from there. And, you know, she struggled with like substance abuse and just not fulfilling what she wanted out of life. And then he comes to her attention again. She sees him in a clip where another woman,
Oh my gosh,
dies mysteriously. So now she's obsessed with figuring this out and somehow either proving to herself that she's crazy or not, you know. And so there's a lot of themes in there, very psychological, and she, not going to tell you what happens, but she really gets to the bottom of it. But she also is exploring her history. And it's all revolving around the feeling of going home, because she never knew her father. He was Guatemalan and was killed in Guatemala.
Oh.
Her mom was American, had come back and raised her by herself. So there's a lot of stories that come together, and they all have this theme of going home. And in the book club kit that's on her website, you can find answers like as if we were interviewing her. But the one that I thought I could share with you was what inspired her to write the story.
Oh, cool.
Somebody had asked, and she said that the inspiration was mostly subconscious. She was living alone in a new city, cut off from any place that she would call home when she wrote the first draft. The lonely feeling inspired one of the book's major themes, which is a universal yearning to return to a place and time of belonging. This theme shaped the story and helped her build the titular house in the pines. Okay. That's also very mysterious, the whole house in the pines. Anyway, it's a page turner.
Sounds like it.
Like I said, a lot of discussion worthy, and She even gives in her little kit 2 recipes. And I thought, well, either one of these would be perfect for the book club. And one of them is Frank's Perpetual Soup. And perpetual soup, I don't know. I'd never heard that term before.
I've never heard of that.
But what it means is it's like a soup that goes on forever. So in other words, it's always on for years. It can be on the stove for years, and you just keep adding things to it and then eating some of it and adding stuff to it. And you know, does not truthfully do that, but it's a really good recipe for soup, you know. The other one was her grandmother's tamales, because her Aunt Ana Reyes is Guatemalan American, and her Guatemalan grandmother would make tamales. It's a big thing. Once a year, they'd make the tamales for Christmas Eve. And so she gives that recipe, and I'm like, well, what a fun thing to make at a book club too.
Oh,
you know?
That's a great idea.
Yeah, because actually in my book, the one that is yet to be published, I did have a part where they were making tamales. You know, but yeah, so I was like, oh wow, this is great. You know, it's a nice interactive thing to do.
What a good idea.
And then of course, Frank's soup has red wine in it, so red wine would have to go with
that. Would be lovely. I would love some red wine. I'm having tea right now. I'm having a little.
Oh, you're very good. So I'd recommend this book. And I would recommend everybody go and try to win a copy.
Yeah, 5 copies. That's so great that they're sharing 5 copies with our listeners. That would be really, really fun. Well, good recommendation.
Let's just say cheers then to this good book.
Cheers.
Thanks for joining us for today's episode.
Subscribe to our podcast on our website, GameOfBooksPodcast.com, or wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you liked what you heard, you can give us a 5-star rating or review.
You can also subscribe on YouTube, where you can watch and listen.
On GameOfBooksPodcast.com, you can find all the information about what we talked about on this episode. And you can sign up for our newsletter and enter our fun contests and giveaways.
We also post our stories and links on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Hope to see you there.
I can guarantee you that we had fun today.
And we hope you did too.
Cheers.